Hello, this is Rebecca.
Hey, Rebecca, it's Cheyenne. I've got you on.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Making
I'd like to call the meeting to order. Alderman Davis, would you do us the honor of the invocation?
Let us pray. Most gracious God, we thank you for the countless blessings you bestow upon Southport. We ask today that you help us make the kind of decisions that reflect our gratitude for those blessings. Amen.
I'll entertain a motion to accept the agenda. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye, please. It's unanimous. Thank you. Agenda item E1, which is a discussion of the appointment of a new city clerk. Are you going to lead that, Nancy?
You have decided on the appointment of a Miss Sarah, where are we, Thomas, as the city clerk, and she wholeheartedly embraced it. She was so excited to become the city clerk of Southport. So we're here so we can officially appoint her, and let's get her going working. So, and Dory, I don't know, you want to add any other comment?
Just want to say thank you, express my gratitude that I can focus on being assistant city manager now.
Okay, with that, I will accept a motion to make a motion to appoint Sarah Thomas to the position of city clerk. Second. We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye and raise your hand. And have we heard from Alderman Kelly?
Aye.
Thank you very much. It's unanimous.
Super echoey, sorry.
Sorry, Rebecca.
All right. Item number 2.
Well, she didn't want to give notice till you guys voted, so she is going to give 2 weeks' notice, but I guess in the paralegal field, sometimes they want you just to leave, so we may have her Tuesday. So we'll know. I'll let you know as soon as I know for sure. I'm going to email Patty right now so she can call Sarah and she can give notice.
Okay, agenda item E2, consideration and approval of new software. Are you up, sir?
there you go. And that's on. I'm sorry.
We could. It's the same thing that's in your packet. Okay, so yeah. So, all right. So hopefully this is going to be one of the easier decisions that you have to make this term. We have we have a need to replace our software, our financial accounting software. We're using a product called Springbrook. We've had it for several years. It is clunky and cumbersome and difficult to use. It contributes to our history of late audits, and it's fairly expensive. So when I first started, Bonnie, one of the first things she told me that she wanted done was replace that software. And we started looking at, I get 3 or 4 phone calls a month probably from somebody trying to sell us software. And we started looking and listening. And then we kind of had some manna from heaven fall in our laps here with this program through the League of Municipalities. The League of Municipalities is using ARPA money to purchase and install accounting software for municipalities in the state that get into the program, which we are, that are in towns that have populations of less than 5,000 folks. They have agreed, they have located a vendor that they use, so you have to use their vendor or their software. And not only will they buy it for you and install it for you at no cost to the city, they will pay the licensing fees for 3 years at no cost to the city. And probably as importantly, they will dispatch professional accounting staff from CPA firms to the city through what they're referencing their catch-up cleanup program. And basically what it is they don't want to implement new accounting software someplace and then have bad information go into it. And so we can participate really immediately in that program, which will also help us review all of our books ahead of our water sewer merger, so that we have comfort that we're going to that with the right on the right basis. So running through kind of the numbers, what we're asking you here to do today is to make a motion to do this. We don't really need a full-blown resolution from the board, because back in October, the board entered into a contract with the league under a part of this same program for cybersecurity. So building on that resolution from back then in that contract, the league has said all you really need to do is amend the current MOA you have with us, and to add into it the further services of taking the accounting software and the accounting software services. So what we need is a motion basically to amend that MOA and to enable us to enter into an agreement to use the software.
Is the wording that Alderman Spencer has in his hand the right wording to do what Lance just asked for?
Yeah, there should be a motion on it.
There is a motion.
Yeah, okay. I'm sorry, so Alderman Spencer, are you going to make a motion? Or I'm sorry, are you done, sir?
Well, I was just going to let you know what we're getting.
Okay, go ahead.
We're getting, in terms of what the league is going to, we've been through several conversations with the league over what modules we need and don't need of the entire suite of products. What we've agreed upon is that the league is going to pay out of their pocket to the software vendor $108,000 for us over a 3-year period. The league is also going to pay out of their pocket amounts that I don't know what they are to send in accounting services into the city to work with us to make sure our books are reconciled and that we have best practices in place. What we're going to, in addition to getting all that free services from the league, we're going to avoid paying about $146,000 to our current vendor over that 3-year period, because we'll be getting free software from them. So we're into the hundreds of thousands of dollars of value here to the city, and it gives us a chance to get into and properly implement an accounting system that the league has selected and is deploying across the state, and as many people as they can get into the program. So the motion, if Mr. Spencer is going to read it, I talked to the league today again. They just need one person from the city to go in and DocuSign these things. And so I wrote the motion for you to let me to do it, but if you prefer that the motion be that the city manager do it or that the mayor do it, make the motion in that regard. It doesn't matter to the league. They just need to know whose name to put on the DocuSign and whose email address to send it to.
Yeah. Hey. Ooh. All right, I'd like to make a motion to authorize the finance director to amend the Municipal Accounting Services Cybersecurity and Technical Assistance Memorandum of Agreement between the City of Southport and the North Carolina League of Municipalities adopted on October 5th, 2023, to add the acquisition of Black Mountain Software and authorize the finance director further to enter into a license agreement with Black Mountain Software for the purchase and support of application software. And I did that without glasses.
Alderman Carroll
Aye.
has a second. Okay. We haven't got to that part of the vote yet, but that's okay. Is there any discussion?
So seems like it's a great idea that we normalize or get in line with the League of Municipalities and all the other areas, their financial software.
That is correct. Not only will we have common software across many, many municipalities, we also have a common chart of accounts. The league has written a common chart of accounts that we're all going to use in the same manner, and it's going to standardize accounting across a lot of municipalities in the state.
Also with audit, and I'm sure LGC's already approved it, so.
Yep, audit, and if a future employee comes in, they might be more familiar with that because it's more, okay, great, thank you.
We simply won't budget that line item going forward, and I will point out that the only risk to that savings number is the software that we're on right now has a renewal period of March through February, so we're about to renew it for another 12 months. We are in the queue for a July 2025 implementation. So I have already put the software people on notice that I'm not signing another 12-month renewal next year. I'm going to need to break that down into monthly or quarterly renewals. Should they get really nasty and refuse to play ball, there's some chance that we're going to have to spend a little bit more of that because we're going to need a stub period next year of this software before we can move over to the to Black Mountain. But they didn't give me any pushback yesterday when I was having this conversation with them. They said, yeah, I'll just get with accounting and, we'll get the structure for you. So, but I would note that.
So just a clarification on that point. Let's assume the current company we have says, no go, March, we're cutting you off.
Mm-hmm.
Then what happens?
So we have a series of modules that we purchase, general ledger, accounts payable.
We've purchased through this?
That
Or-
we lease, that we license through our current vendor,
Okay.
in which we will be having those same modules going forward. So we can scratch with 60 days notice the renewal of any module we don't need. So we would drop, for instance, utility billing. We won't be needing utility billing next year. We would drop fixed assets, things like that aren't really that valuable to us, payroll. So that $46,000, if we had to spend for a 12-month renewal for the core ones, we would probably spend 25 of that 46.
Okay.
But if they're agreeable to letting us renew on something less than a 12-month period, we would spend none of the 46 for.
Okay. Any other questions or thoughts? All right. All those in favor say aye and raise your hand, please. Now, Rebecca.
Aye.
Thank you, ma'am. That was unanimous. Thank you. Thank you, Lance. And thank you for doing this good work.
Thank you.
The next item is F, the mayor's comments. The only comment that I would have, and just for the manager's consideration, is that we make sure that we write up a press release that we put out to everybody, all the papers and news, that we've moving along in this regard, and what the savings potentially could be. And that's all the comment I have. So, Alderman Mosteller.
Just want to welcome our new clerk.
Alderman Carroll. Alderman Davis. Alderman Spencer.
We need to plan, give the employees in-house, other employees, as Sarah does her training for clerk, if there's somebody else that wants to do that training in-house, we need to make that available to it. We don't need to, Lowe said it before, we don't need to do it again. We need to be training in-house for the next decision.
And after this meeting, I want to tell you about, because you're a big GP chat thing, Chat GPT. I got an artificial voice today on a robocall that could answer questions for you. It was scary. Alderman Lay.
With this clerk, she's got moxie, she's got a backbone. There's just a lot of things to like about her, so I think that we made a very solid choice, and I'm glad we moved. I was afraid we were going to lose her, just somebody else.
Alderman Kelly? Okay. Unless there's something else somebody wants, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. All in favor? Unanimous, thank you. Appreciate it, everybody.